training has proven sufficient. I shall lead this squad. Victory will be ours. Trooper, the storm encroaches. Let's move toward Canyon Crossing. I trust your clone training included some basic navigation skills. Canyon Crossing it is, then. That direction holds no tactical value. Let's proceed. Then our course is set, Trooper. The canyon awaits. Ensure your weapon is ready. Let's hope that way leads to a confrontation. I trust you will be ready, Trooper. That direction must lead to a challenge, Trooper. Ensure your focus is unwavering. That direction had better yield results, Trooper. I trust your eagerness is matched by competence. Canyon Crossing awaits. That direction must lead to a challenge, Trooper. Ensure your focus is unwavering. Trooper, your wounds are healed. I trust this restores your resolve. That direction again, Trooper. Ensure your eagerness does not cloud your judgment. Canyon Crossing still beckons. Yes, Trooper. That way does seem to be the only direction you know. Very well. Let us proceed that way. I trust it leads to more than mere scenic vistas. I tire of your limited vocabulary, Trooper. Very well. That way it is. Remind me, what strategic advantage do you expect to find? Your limited tactical insight is becoming tiresome, Trooper. The storm encroaches from the southwest. Perhaps heading that way will lead us directly into its embrace. Again with this limited response, does that way offer a tactical advantage? Or are you simply incapable of articulating your rationale, Trooper? that direction? Again, Trooper. Is it not clear that that way leads only to the encroaching storm? Such insistence suggests a disturbing lack of spatial awareness. Again, with this limited response, Trooper, I begin to question the Republic's standards for clone troopers. Do you believe this constant repetition will somehow transmute that way into a strategic revelation? Again, with this limited response, Trooper, must I endure a constant barrage of that way? Demonstrate some initiative and scout ahead. Again, with this limited response, Trooper, I find myself increasingly skeptical of your tactical genius. Do you believe repetition will somehow transmute this way into a strategic masterstroke? Again, with this limited response, Trooper, do you believe this relentless repetition will somehow transmute that way into a strategic revelation? Are you certain that way won't lead us directly into the storm? Again, Trooper, that direction seems to hold a hypnotic sway over you, despite the obvious threat of the storm. Do you find yourself drawn to the very edge of oblivion? Again, Trooper, that... Trooper, your incessant that way has become an affront to my senses. My patience wanes. Continue on this path, and you will find your vocabulary considerably reduced. That direction, Trooper, is flirting dangerously with the storm's edge. I do not admire your persistence. Have you considered that, perhaps, the storm is not merely an obstacle, but an opportunity? Trooper, that way appears to be your mantra. Must I modify your programming to instill a basic understanding of spatial awareness? Perhaps a demonstration of the Force's less compassionate applications is in order. Again, Trooper, must we continue this dialogue of directional deficiency? I find myself questioning the Republic's training protocols more with each repetition. Is this truly the best they could produce? Trooper, your persistent need to undermine my authority is tiresome. One more utterance of that way, and you will find yourself regretting this path. Again, Trooper. Must you reduce your tactical acumen to a broken record, Trooper? I grow weary of this circularity. Ensure your path does not lead us directly into the storm's embrace, or you will find yourself recycled into scrap metal. Where precisely do you intend that way to take us? Trooper, I find myself wishing the Emperor had seen fit to assign me a navigational droid instead of you. It would, at the very least, have a wider vocabulary. I ask again, where does that way lead? Trooper, your insubordination is reaching its limits. Should you utter that way once more, I promise you will discover new and terrifying applications of the Force. Test me further, apprentice, and learn the true meaning of regret. I begin to suspect your vocabulary is deliberately limited to antagonize me, Trooper. If that way is your only navigational offering, then perhaps the storm will offer a more stimulating conversation. Where does that way lead precisely? Trooper, your limited vocabulary is becoming an existential threat to us all. That way, it is the linguistic equivalent of wandering aimlessly through the galaxy without a hyperdrive. Where, specifically, does that way lead? Trooper, your incessant repetition is an affront to the Force itself. I will tolerate your limited vocabulary no longer. Continue on this path of defiance, and you will learn what it truly means to be silenced. Strike them down.